Hi, I'm Keith Jenkins, and this is a presentation on meeting your online statutory requirements. In September 2012, new legislation was introduced that no longer requires maintained schools to publish an annual prospectus with the intention to allow schools to avoid duplication of effort and unnecessary cost. In its place, schools are now required to publish key information online to parents and carers. Throughout this presentation, we're going to take a look at the new legislation and see how, for many schools, this is just the starting point for using online technologies to increase parental engagement in their child's learning. The key information that schools are required to publish online include pupil premium. This is details of the school's pupil premium allocation and their plans to spend it in the current year. And, for the previous year, a statement of how the money was spent and the impact that it had on educational attainment of those pupils at the school in respect of whom the grant funding was allocated. School curriculum. Details of the school curriculum content and approach. For secondaries, by academic year and subject, including details of GCSE options and other qualifications offered at Key Stage 4. For primaries, their approach to phonics and reading schemes. School admissions. Details or links to the school admissions arrangements, including its selection and over-subscription criteria, published admission number, and the school's process for applications through the local authority. School policies. Details of the school's policies on behaviour, charging, and SEN and disability provision. Links to the school Ofsted reports, DFE performance tables, and details of the school's latest Key Stage 2 and or Key Stage 4 attainment and progress measures as presented in the school performance tables, and a statement of the school's ethos and values. How should you do this? The DFE does not prescribe templates or guidance on how schools should report the required information, as it is the intention that schools provide the information in a way that is appropriate and meaningful to their own community. Therefore, the proposed changes in the regulations will give schools both increased scope to decide the information they wish to publish online and have a greater flexibility as to how regularly they update it. Schools are encouraged to publish any information above the minimum key areas that they, local parents, and the wider community feel they may need to make effective school choice and performance decisions. So, should you use your website or a VLE learning platform to meet these requirements? Well, many of our schools are choosing to use the Life Learning Cloud. Let's see why.
There are new statutory requirements from September 2012 to publish certain information about your school, so pupil premium for example, and certain policies that school has. We're looking at putting ours onto the Life Learning platform so that we've got everything that we need to have in one place.
We've been able to use the Life VLE to fulfil our legal requirements in terms of what should be available to the general public through our website. So what we've done at St Augustine's is we've used our VLE parents page and our school office page to be able to publish those resources, for example on curriculum, on safeguarding, on e-safety across the school. So all those documents are readily available to parents to go in, to access and to download as they so choose. And the same with data collection. If they needed to update for their son, their daughter on their data collection sheet, they're able to download that from the Life VLE and send that back to the school through the Life VLE as well.
Let's now look at some examples of schools who've chosen to use their VLE learning platform as a way of meeting their minimum requirements. Here we have Meadowshore West Community Primary School in Holton, and as you will see, they've created a public area within their learning platform which links to their latest Ofsted report, Key Stage 2 results, but not only that, provides letters and further information to their parents. Here we have West Hove Infants, a school in Brighton and Hove, and rather like Meadowshore West, they've chosen to create public areas within their learning platform and in this instance an area for parents, which also includes information on the pupil premium. They have also created a school policies area which contains links to all of their school policies, including the behaviour and charging policies, and further information on curriculum. For further information on the minimum requirements, it's probably best that you have a look at the DFE website. The address is here. There is also a great site with some fantastic resources on the Clerk to Governor's site. Here's the address. Why should schools go further than just the minimum requirements? Well, there's a number of reasons why you should go further. Let's just have a look at a few of them. Ofsted inspections. As mentioned in the earlier video clip, we are finding that more and more of our schools are using their learning platform to help with their Ofsted inspections. Here's why. Before a school inspection, inspectors will make use of evidence to develop an initial picture of the school's academic performance. Planning for the inspection is informed by the analysis of the following: data from Raise Online, the sixth form performance and assessment Panda report, the level 3 value added data and available data about success rates, previous inspection reports, findings of any recent Ofsted surveys and or monitoring letters, responses from Parents 4 on Parents View 5, and issues raised about or the findings from the investigation of any qualifying complaints about the school. And importantly, information available on the school's website, which may include a prospectus and other information for parents. Inspectors now use your website as one of the few places to gather information prior to their inspection. This is the only aspect of pre-inspection evidence that you have full control. Therefore, we are finding that our schools are making use of the VLE learning platform to increase the chances of getting an outstanding report. Let's hear what the head of St Augustine's in St Helens has to say.
From the 1st of September, with the requirement of the new Ofsted framework for schools to publish certain amounts of information and certain types of information, then I think that the VLE is the perfect vehicle for that. You can visibly have, for anybody to click in, some of the information that is required, but other information that you might only wish an inspection team to see. For example, your school self-evaluation form, you can give them a login to the Life VLE where they can access your school improvement plan, your self-evaluation form, and any other bits of data that they wouldn't normally be able to retrieve from Raise Online or from other public sources that you, the school, holds. You can publish that through your VLE to the Ofsted inspection team. So in that sense, they're much more informed before they arrive in school, and it saves you trying to scrabble around for those bits of information when they arrive very quickly after the first phone call.
So, as we've just seen, one way of improving your chances in your Ofsted inspection is to issue logins to your learning platform or VLE to the Ofsted inspectors to be able to view specific and relevant content before they arrive. Parental engagement. Another reason to use your online presence to go further than providing the minimum online requirements is parental engagement. The SSAT carried out DFE funded research across more than 700 schools, which is summarised in the book Do Parents Know They Matter? In it, their findings are: there is a consistent relationship between parental engagement, particularly hard to reach parents, and improved attendance, behaviour and achievement. We are therefore seeing schools providing more information to their parents, but also through doing that they are increasing the parental involvement with the school. But what is interesting, we are also then seeing schools using this as a way to increase their parental engagement with their child's learning. Here is a video of the head of Exton Lane Ends in St Helens talking about how they are working with their parents.
Try to engage our parents in the learning platform in many ways. We know that in school, if we're rolling out any kind of project, to get parental backing is really, really important, and it enormously benefits children. And the long-term effects of that is that makes life easier for staff as well if everybody's involved in that too. We have held training events in school where parents actually listen to delivery first of all about how the virtual learning environment is going to help them and their child, and then we've actually had some hands-on training where parents can actually come in and have a play. We try not to make those training sessions too long and catch people either at the beginning of the day or the end of the day, so that it doesn't interrupt their work-life balance for themselves as well.
And here is a video of Mr Bennett at St Augustine's in St Helens talking about his parental focus group.
In the Life VLE, we've created our focus group for parents, and their feedback has been very, very helpful to us in terms of designing pages and also what they as parents would like to see on the pages. It's nice to have them looking at history, for example, or looking at RE, for example, and saying, well, that's really good, that's a really excellent resource. It's great to see my son or daughter involved in revision, and being able to use a wiki, for example, and looking at particular questions, and the parents can then work with individuals. And that in particular for year 11 and year 10 from our RE dimension, the positive feedback has been great and very, very helpful to us in terms of what we do next and where we go next. It's also great for them to look at designs of pages, because it's okay for a teacher sitting here and saying, oh, I think that looks really good, but from a parental point of view, maybe they're not too sure on that one. And that's really helpful. That's good feedback. There's a nice relationship in the focus group. They feel comfortable enough to be able to say to a teacher, well, I'm not sure of that, Mr Bennett, maybe try this. So the more of that, the better.
As we've seen in the videos, those schools who are making the jump from informing to engaging are more likely to raise achievement. So, thoughts to take away. Parental involvement has a significant effect on achievement throughout the years of a pupil's schooling. Parental engagement is a more powerful force than family background, size of family, and level of parental education. Parents have the most powerful effect on achievement of young people from the ages 4 to 16. So, why choose life from UniServity? Rather than listening to what we have to say, let's hear again from Paul Bennett at St Augustine's in St Helens.
What's impressed us at St Augustine's about UniServity is the very personal approach we've received from the very beginning in terms of rolling out the whole platform. So meeting with the consultants initially as a leadership team and talking about what we want from a learning platform. I would certainly recommend UniServity and the VLE, the Life VLE at St Augustine's. Very simply, it's a very intuitive learning platform, but also as well, and probably more importantly, the support that we've had from UniServity from day one has been excellent. And that kind of support has continued over these last 2-3 years at St Augustine's. Long may it continue.